When you have cast on using your favorite method of cast on, it should be loose enough to slide easily up and down the needle, but not off of it. This one is actually perhaps a little bit tighter than it should be, so you need it at least this tight. Then we are going to begin the setup row for brioche knitting. And in order to do that, you follow this order of stitching. You knit the first stitch, and then you slip with a yarn over the next stitch. Knit one stitch, bring the yarn forward as a yarn over, and slip. Show you that one more time. Knit, bring the yarn forward as if to purl, bring the yarn over, and then slip this stitch as if to purl. For you English knitters, this is the way it looks. You knit one stitch, then bring the yarn forward to form your yarn over, slip the next stitch as if to knit, and then knit the second stitch, but make sure that your yarn comes down and around your needle to knit that. And then bring the yarn forward to slip, then knit, and that finishes your yarn over. And then when you look at the stitches on the top of your needle, they should have this sort of appearance. Knit, and then two close together, a knit, two close together, a knit, and there are two close together, they're overlapping. A knit, two close together, a knit, two close together, followed by another knit. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this row. And remember, this is the setup row for the brioche. Oops. Okay. Now I'm going to switch to my setup row that has already been complete to show you how to do the first row of brioche knitting. If you look at this, you will see very clearly across the cord of the knitting. Knit one, yarn over with that brioche stitch. Knit one, brioche stitch. Knit one, those two forming a brioche stitch. Knit one, brioche stitch. And that will be the way your work will proceed through any knitting project you have. Whether you're on the knit or purl side, you will have just one plain stitch followed by a plain stitch with a yarn over. So to work that brioche row, for your continental knitters, you would see here that there is no yarn over. So you would create one by hooking that over your yarn and then knitting the stitch. Now when you see that there's a yarn over, we want to get rid of it, so you simply do a knit through that one. No yarn over, let's put one. This one has a yarn over, knit the two together. No yarn over, make one. A yarn over, knit the two together. And you may be doing purl stitches or niche stitches, whichever your pattern describes. For the continental knitters, we need to make the yarn over for that slip stitch. Then we still want to knit those two together, bring the yarn down, around, and knit the two off. Again, there's that plain one. Slip it, then finish that row or that stitch by doing a knit stitch. One of the most common problems will be you'll have a single stitch and then you'll have another single stitch, and you know that's not right. What often happens is that wrapped yarn over falls down in between and just hides underneath there. So after you would slip this stitch, you would go down and pick up that dropped strand of yarn, place it back on the needle so that you do have the knit and the yarn over. Joy Brioche Knitting.